The NBA has seen countless legendary debuts. We've witnessed rookies who came in and immediately made history. From Allen Iverson crossing over Michael Jordan to LeBron James putting up 25 points in his very first game. But what happened when Victor Wembanyama and Cooper Flagg collided for the first time? That wasn't just another debut. It felt like a moment that will echo throughout the future of the league. Because in one single game, we didn't just see a rookie learning the ropes. We saw a generational clash, a towering giant who already looks like the league's next MVP going toe-to-toe with the youngest, most hyped #1 pick in years. This wasn't just basketball. It was a preview of the NBA's future. Before we dive into the madness of that game, let's set the stage. Victor Wembanyama wasn't just another prospect anymore. The world already knew him. Drafted #1 overall in 2023, he came into the NBA with the type of hype we'd only seen once before. When LeBron was on the cover of Sports Illustrated as a teenager, they called Wemby the Alien, a nickname given to him by LeBron himself. And it wasn't hard to see why. At 7 feet 4 inches with an 8-foot wingspan, he didn't move like a center. He moved like a guard trapped in a giant's body. But here's the thing. By the time this game rolled around, Wemby wasn't just a skinny unicorn anymore. He had spent the offseason transforming his body. The gym work was obvious. His frame was wider, his shoulders stronger, his presence even scarier. And he hadn't stopped at weightlifting. Wemby took a truly unusual route for his development. Reports surfaced of him spending time with Hakeem Olajuwon, working on post moves with one of the greatest big men of all time. He even traveled to China to train with Shaolin monks, studying balance, body control, and discipline. This wasn't just training, this was the stuff of legends. He shaved his head, played chess for mental focus, and reinvented himself into what fans were calling Wemby 3.0. On the other side stood Cooper Flagg, just 18 years old, the 2025 #1 overall pick. And unlike most rookies, he didn't come into the league quietly. No, this kid had been in the spotlight since he was 14 years old. He was the first high school underclassman ever to be named USA Basketball Male Athlete of the Year. The highlight reels, the dunks, the defensive intensity. Everyone saw him as a future face of the NBA. And now, his very first game was against Victor Wembanyama. Talk about a brutal welcome to the league. It was a surreal setup. The unstoppable alien versus the fearless prodigy. And everyone watching knew this wasn't just another game. From the opening tip, you could tell this was going to be different. The Spurs came out with a clear plan. Test Cooper early. They picked him up full court, pressed him into uncomfortable positions, and made him feel every bit of the NBA's speed and physicality. Wemby, meanwhile, wasted no time showing why he's being whispered about as the next MVP. He ran the floor like a guard, swallowed shots at the rim, and put pressure on Cooper every single possession. At one point in the first quarter, Flagg drove to the basket with confidence, only to see Wemby waiting like a shadow. The ball never made it close to the rim. Swatted. Welcome to the NBA, kid. The first 10 minutes were a reminder of the brutal gap between hype and reality. Cooper had the energy, the hustle, the fire, but Wemby was just different. He was the giant every rookie fears, the wall you can't climb over. And yet, while Cooper struggled, you could see it in his eyes. He wasn't backing down. If anyone thought Wemby's rookie year was a fluke, this game erased those doubts immediately. Everything he had worked on in the offseason was on full display. He hit fadeaways over defenders, spun into post moves that looked straight out of Hakeem's playbook, and showcased a handle that would make some point guards jealous. Even Anthony Davis, one of the best defenders in the world, looked helpless at times. Wemby created separation with ease, hitting mid-range jumpers, gliding into hooks, and bullying his way to the rim. But it wasn't just his scoring. The leadership side of Wemby was beginning to show. While sitting on the bench, he could be seen coaching up his teammates, pointing out coverages, encouraging younger players. This wasn't just a star in the making. This was a franchise leader. At one point, he caught a bullet pass with one hand, pump faked, and threw down a dunk that made the entire arena gasp. Plays like that didn't just show skill, they showed domination. By halftime, Wemby was already putting together the type of stat line that gets people buzzing. But Cooper wasn't finished yet. The easy narrative would have been that Flagg got completely dominated. But that's not what happened. Sure, he got blocked. Sure, he made mistakes. But what stood out wasn't the struggles. It was the response. Cooper started diving after loose balls, throwing himself onto the hardwood to win possessions. He hit back-to-back fadeaways that showed a glimpse of his shot-making potential. He bumped into bigger defenders, creating just enough space to finish with crafty layups. And the crowd could feel it. Every time Flagg scored, there was a roar. Not because the points were spectacular, but because they meant something. He wasn't folding. He wasn't scared. He was showing that even in the face of the league's biggest monster, he would compete. By the third quarter, he had finally gotten his first official NBA bucket, and you could see the weight lift off his shoulders. From there, the confidence grew. It was still Wemby's night, but it was also Flagg's introduction, and that's what made this so compelling. This game wasn't just good, it was cinematic. Wemby put on a 40-point masterpiece. He hit turnaround jumpers, threw down tomahawk dunks, and rejected shots with the casualness of someone swatting a fly. He even brought out the handles, breaking down defenders off the dribble and finishing at the rim like a guard. There were moments where it didn't even look real. The alley-oops that required no jump. The no-look passes. The Shaolin monk-like balance as he banked in shots off 1 foot. He was playing at video game difficulty, but Cooper had his moments too. He rejected screens with a spin, drew double teams, and found open teammates. He showed vision, creativity, and resilience. The stat sheet might not have screamed greatness, but the flashes were enough to let everyone know this kid is going to be a problem. The contrast was perfect. The unstoppable force versus the fearless rookie. And the highlight reels from this game will be replayed for years. When the final buzzer sounded, the storylines wrote themselves. Wemby had delivered one of the most dominant opening performances we've ever seen. 40 points, leadership on display, and a message sent to the entire league. This is my time. But Cooper Flagg? His night wasn't about numbers. It was about heart, about resilience, about showing that even when the odds are stacked against you, you don't shrink. You rise. This wasn't the first game of an 82-game season. It was the birth of something bigger, a rivalry. Every generation has one. Magic had Bird, Jordan had young Shaq, LeBron had Durant, and maybe, just maybe, the next great clash will be Victor Wembanyama versus Cooper Flagg. Because what we saw wasn't just dominance versus struggle. It was the future of the NBA colliding in one surreal night. Years from now, fans may look back at this game as a turning point, not because of the box score, but because of the narrative. Wemby showed that he's not just hype. He's already one of the best players in the world, with the ceiling to be an all-time great. Cooper Flagg showed that he belongs, even if the road ahead is long. It was the craziest welcome to the league moment we've seen in years. A game that felt less like an opener and more like the start of a saga. And that's the beauty of it. We don't know where this goes next. Will Wemby dominate the league and stack MVPs? Will Flagg rise to challenge him and carve out his own path to superstardom? All we know is this: the NBA's future just got a lot more exciting. And this was only the beginning, because when Cooper Flagg and Victor Wembanyama shared the court for the first time, it wasn't just a game. It was history in motion.